series champion, WBA Punch-Out
Let's go.
Greetings everyone, I am Thomas the Retro Nerd, reviewing the games good or bad. We're at the final installment of my look at the Punch-Out series. Around the time after Super Punch-Out's release, we didn't get a new installment for a while. No Punch-Out game on the Nintendo 64 or the GameCube. So around the time during the Nintendo Wii's lifespan, Next Level Games, a development company from Vancouver that helped Nintendo out with Super Mario Strikers and the Luigi's Mansion series, were tasked to work on the new Punch-Out game that acts as a reboot of the series. I say this was the perfect time. In 2009, I quickly became a fan of Punch-Out, so a new game in the series couldn't come any sooner. I especially love the advertisements for this game. Old classic characters being interviewed about getting back in the ring, a training video with the legend Doc Lewis himself.
Does it make you feel tough to beat an old man?
And showing that Nintendo still has the same sense of humor when advertising their games. It's been a while since I've played this game, so I might be a bit rusty while playing it. Well, let's get to Punch-Out for the Nintendo Wii and see what we have in store. By booting up the game, we get Little Mac ready for his match as he punches the TV to get to the title screen. This kicks ass. Wait a while, you get instructions on how to play the game by Doc Lewis himself, voiced by Riley Inge? I don't know. So by setting up your file, yes, this is by me, and we get to the main menu where we have plenty of options. The game's central core is career mode, so let's dive in. Like before, you are Little Mac trying to work his way to the top to become the all-time WVBA champion. Gameplay-wise, you have a variety of options with this game. You can use the Wii mode and nunchuck combo, getting the feel of a real boxer. The Wii balance board can also be used, and of course my personal method, the Wii mode sideways like an NES controller. Right off the bat, the controls feel the same as the NES game with a mixture of the SNES Super Punch-Out. This is the best controls in this series so far, though this is the second game where you can pause during the fight. So to activate a Star Punch in this version, a simple tap of the A button will do the trick. The controls are the definition of perfect. The fights are 3 minutes and 3 rounds, just like in the NES game. Thank goodness. Also like in the NES game, Doc Lewis gives you the advice to defeat your opponents in between rounds.
Listen, Mac, if your punches are blocked, you're gonna tire out. Hey, Mac, baby, teach Von Kaiser a lesson. Send him back to boot camp.
This time, the opponents have some telling you when to dodge or punch at the right time to get a star. What I like about the Star Punch in this game is that the more stars you save up, the more powerful the Star Punch gets. Sometimes it's so powerful it is enough to knock them to the mat. The best attention to detail is that the fighters speak in their mother tongue.
Hey, Mac,
Awesome.
Baby, teach Von
Mehu, she sing. Get him, Cindy Long!
As usual, we have 3 primary circuits in the WBBA with a total of 13 opponents to fight. Unlike the NES game, no rematches. Well, sort of. But I'll get to that later. Let's begin with the minor circuit. Before starting each fight, we get a cutscene showing each fighter's personality. I love it. Glass Joe and Von Kaiser behave closely to their NES counterparts. Basic fights to get started. Kaiser is stated as a boxing teacher in the military, though a punch in the stomach by a kid really tips him off. That's funny.
Mommy!
He's crying for his mommy? And he's 42? What a coward!
The new character added to this game is Disco Kid. Most fans say that he's not a new character, but a redress of Kid Quick from the arcade game. Despite being both from Brooklyn and weighing 210 pounds, they are completely different. He adds disco to his fighting style, which kind of makes him... I'm just going to say it, this is flat out gay. The champion in the minor circuit is the returning King Hippo. Well deserved. His fight is similar, punch him in the face, he drops his pants, and you wail on his stomach. However, he now has a class attack where you have to duck. Punch him in the right time and you can knock his crown off his head. Do it again at the right time and the fight will instantly be over. By the way, I love the knockout animations for each character. Such attention to detail. In between circuits, you get cutscenes of Little Mac doing various types of training. Sure, he jogs in his pink training suit, but there is more here. Starting off the major circuit is Piston Honda, now renamed Hondo. My guess it was changed to not confuse people with the car brand? His tactics are similar like an NES game, along with his Honda Rush. I punch you in the face! Here we go again, Bear Hugger. So, a grizzly bear helped train you. Unlike his arcade incarnation or his SNES version, you can actually punch Bear Hugger in the stomach. Guess to soften the difficulty. No thanks. Great Tiger returns and I don't know what kind of mystical stuff he's using, but he is no sweat. Like at the beginning of the fight in the NES version, punch him in the right time to get a free start. Then there's Don Flamenco as champion. Kind of odd. Thankfully, he doesn't block your attacks before striking. However, another rhythm of punches renders him useless again. Now on to the World Circuit. What is with Aaron Ryan?
Let's go, let's go!
Hit the dirt!
What the fuck did they do to Aaron Ryan? At first they made him a redress of pizza pasta to avoid racism. Now they made him an outright cheating son of a bitch who literally wants to kill Mac! I mean, what the fuck? You stuffed horseshoes in your gloves?
For those of you who don't know, I have an Irish background with my ancestors. That's why I'm getting pissy about this!
This guy has about 20 rules he broke that he shouldn't be arrested. He should be killed!
Okay. I got that out of my system. Let's move on.
Soda Popinski is shown drinking his soda in the ring. Not healthy and not allowed. Though knocking it out of his hand pisses him off. Good! Bald Bull is the same as usual. Enraging attitude, the same dodging maneuvers, and his signature bull charge. And it turns out he hates being punched in the stomach. Looks like Super Macho Man has gotten a bit more flashy. He still has his signature moves, including his clothesline attack, though he's not the champion of the World Circuit. That's taken back by Mr. Sandman, and he's not fucking around here. Much like his NES counterpart, he covers his face when you counter him. I do like to stock up on star punches to take him to Dreamland. Once beating Mr. Sandman, you've become the World Circuit champion. After a goofy credit sequence with the character's name sneaking in, we get a message about the next part of the game, title defense.
That's right. Once you become a champion, everyone wants a rematch just to get the belt from you.
This is where the game gets tougher. All the fighters have new strategies to steal the belt from you, and they'll break every rule in the book in order to get it. Then again, some of the fighters just do some regular training to win their fights. To me, Bear Hugger's method of training kind of scratches my head.
Alex, do you have anything to add here?
Well, the game was developed by a Canadian company, so we have the right to poke fun at ourselves.
Fair point.
Now this is what I get for not playing this game for years. I don't remember the patterns from the title defense fights, and it increases my nerves. I also remember back then the tricks to take them down in the first round. Also, if I hated what they did to Eric Ryan regularly, I want to fucking kill him now! Not only did he steal Mac's minor circuit gloves, but he also fashioned his old ones as a flail! Remember last time when I said you can't have an outside weapon in the ring? Good thing for exhibition helps me practice for these disaster performances I had. After defending your belt from all the fighters, the last part of career mode is Mac's Last Stand. An endless random sorts of fights. However, during the randomness, there is one more character you can unlock during the cycle. Fuck hap. I don't know how they did it, but Donkey Kong is a fighter in this game. This is just surreal. This game also has a multiplayer option thanks to head-to-head. It's when you and your friend play as two different versions of Little Mac in a simple 3-round match. This is tons of fun. Sometimes the player will glow for a bit, punch at the right time and you'll fill up this meter. Once it's full, you'll transform into Giga Mac.
They would have gone with Big Mac, but the developers would have been sued by a clown mascot from a fast food restaurant chain.
Though when activated, it does act like a regular Punch-Out match. I really love Doc's reaction to Giga Mac.
What the? Look, I'm gonna start packing up right now. I can tell this fight is not gonna last much longer.
And his knockout animation. So good. Overall, head-to-head is a good time if you want to challenge your friend to video boxing. There is also one last game to talk about. Doc Lewis's Punch-Out, an exclusive game only made for Club Nintendo members. It's even mentioned in the main game.
Join the Nintendo fun. I mean Club Nintendo today, Mac.
Unfortunately, I never got the game for myself because I never was a Club Nintendo member. Apart from the fact that the server was down in 2015 and with the Wii Shop channel shutting down in 2019, does make it impossible to get it anyway. And yes, I've read that the server was brought back up again, but still. Doc Lewis's Punch-Out is basically a practice mode of the main game, with Mac fighting Doc in 3 different modes. The only highlight I notice is when Mac punches the chocolate bar out of Doc's hand.
No! Now you done it. You won't like Doc when he's angry. Ah!
Now, this is a re-experience for me. I remember playing this game a lot when it first came out. Had fun then, still having fun now. It's great to see the classic fighters return. As for the new contenders, an interesting change of pace. It has everything I love in the series up to this point. Hands down the best boxing game ever made. This is one I highly recommend to you guys.
Sadly, that was it. It's been about 13 years since this game came out, and there hasn't been a new one ever since. It feels like they just wanted to push out a new game and leave the franchise again.
Thankfully, the franchise is never forgotten. After all, the franchise was repopularized thanks to Super Smash Bros. Mac became an assist trophy in Brawl, got a promotion to a fighter in Smash 4, Wireframe Mac became alternate skins for Mac, and the boxing ring stage has those overhead displays like in the arcade games. In the end, the Punch-Out series is one of the most underrated franchises from Nintendo. I just wish that we have another game this time on the Switch. Also with a mix of old contenders we haven't seen in a while, along with some new ones created. I wouldn't mind something like that, would you?
Well, that's all I have to say about these games. Maybe I should go review a game that my fans suggested. I'm Thomas Retro Nerd, thank you all for watching. See you guys in the next review. Yeah, the reason I'm looking like that there is that's because my flat screen is right next to me.